This is the rather beautiful Legerwood Kirk here in Legerwood in Scottish Borders, not far from Lauder and Earlston. Let's go through the gate, and it's quite beautiful. Not just the gate, the entire church. It's a very old church, goes back to the 1100s. Which isn't bad. Some interesting graves as well. It's very pretty, isn't it? Now, here's an interesting thing. On the edge of the church here, on this corner, you can see there is a sundial. Or two sundials even. And when the sun is out, as it kind of is at the moment, there's blue skies and there's a bit of sun. When the sun is out, that's better, you can see a shadow is cast and it's pointing at, you can see the numbers running underneath there and on that side as well. And it's pointing at about the right time. It says, I reckon that's about 2:30. But it's actually 3:15, so I think it's probably an hour off because of summertime. I assume it's on GMT, set to GMT, but that's pretty interesting, isn't it? You don't often see sundials like that high up on the corner of a church, and two like that, so that's quite interesting. Also there's a bell up there. With a chain all the way down. I shan't ring it in case people come running thinking there's a fire or something. You see there it says repaired 1717, this end of the church. Let's show that a little bit closer. Shall I give it a... No, I shan't. But yeah, it's interesting. You've got to look up whenever you're in somewhere like this, you know, an old building like this, you've got to look up. There's the weather vane, the sundial. Make sure you're looking up. Let's go inside, shall we? Look. There's me, reflection. Hello. Look, all the way back to 1127. Important dates in the history of Kirk of Legerwood, or Legerwood Kirk. 1127, first recorded mention of a church at Legerwood, when John, priest of Legerwood, witnessed charter granted in 1127 by Robert, Bishop of St Andrews, in favour of Priory of Coldingham. Coldingham is a village over on the east coast where there used to be a priory. Yeah, 1127. That's pretty good, isn't it? 1296, on 28th of August, Walter the Vicar of Legerwood swore fealty to Edward, King of England, at Berwick. Nicol de Legerwood, the chaplain and guardian of the hospital at Legerwood, swore fealty in the same year. Hospital, not necessarily what you'd think of a hospital now. The Lazar House, or or hospital, was dedicated to St Mary Magdalene, and was founded by Walter, son of Alan of Lauder, who was granted this manor by Malcolm IV. A hospital might have been a kind of a hotel sort of thing, not necessarily somewhere people go when they were ill, but yeah, kind of changed in meaning over the years. So it was more of a religious building where you'd have monks and abbots and priests, that sort of thing. Beautiful. All these gorgeous pews, beautiful dark, almost redwood. That lovely rose window up there. think you can quite see the pinkness there. You can see the colours there and reflected on the wall too. The pinks, which is the same there and up there as well. Very pretty. Look at those colours with the sun coming through. From up here, from the pulpit, you can probably see, or possibly see, let's have a look. Let's see if we can find it. Just there, can I have a look at this? There is a kind of a grotesque, it's kind of worn away now, but there's a grotesque, a hideous figure on the corner there, staring at the minister, and the minister would always be able to see it as well, kind of there sticking his tongue out, a little devil, a little demon, an imp, constantly taunting the minister to remind him that he wasn't infallible, he's not perfect, always there, always in the eye line of the minister, just to remind him to keep in his place a little bit. There's always somebody there who disagrees with him and who will remind him that he's not perfect. That's a very Scottish thing. You can almost make him out. This archway here is a Norman arch, dating from the time of the Normans, and in shape it's because it's a regular semicircular arch. That means it's a Norman arch, and it is an original feature of the church. It goes back to the 1100s. This arch was built. It's been restored and repaired somewhat, but that's quite amazing to think of, isn't it? It goes back to the 1100s. These stones carved all that time ago. About 850 years ago. It's quite remarkable, isn't it? Let's touch it. Let's touch that. It feels cold. I'm surprised at how cold it feels. Normally when you're touching old stone like this, it can be quite warm. But that's actually quite cold. And it was hidden for a long time. It was covered up. And this was used as a burial vault, this area of the church. The east end of the church is used as a burial vault, but then it was opened up. And quite right too, because it deserves to be seen. Right at the back of the church, under the ancient archway, is one of my favourite features here. This is all about Grizzel Cochrane, who is a great heroine of the borders. Here rests the car, the body of John Kerr, or Carr, September 1691. Also, the car of Grizzel Cochrane. Notice the S's look like F's. That's Grizzel. Grizzel Cochrane, his lady, who died the 21st of March 1745 in the 83rd year of her age. The Grizzel Cochrane here referred to is the same who so heroically succeeded in saving the life of her father, the Honourable Sir John Cochrane of Ochiltree, second son of the Earl of Dundonald, under the sentence of death at Edinburgh owing to his connection with the political troubles of 1685. Now, the story of Grisel Cochrane is quite a good one. Her father was sentenced to death because he was, well, let's not go into that, but he was sentenced to death and he was being held in Edinburgh, in the prison there in Edinburgh. And the death warrant had to come up from London. And there was a courier who brought the actual sentence, the scroll or the script or whatever it was, who had to bring the sentence to the prison so that he could be executed. And he rode up here on horseback. Grisel, his daughter, knew about this and knew that the sentence was on his way and it was going to be execution. So she got herself dressed up in the garb of a highwayman, and she intercepted the courier a couple of times. Held him up basically like a highwayman and got the sentence so that it couldn't go through to the court, couldn't go through to the prison. And she did that a couple of times, I believe, and that gave Cochrane and his supporters just enough time to persuade the court to set him free, to free him. So actually she saved her father's life by being a highwayman and intercepting the courier, which is a very heroic, noble thing to do, and it's one of the most beautiful acts of female heroism in the Scottish borders. A lady saving the life of her own father and being very proactive and bold and courageous in her actions. This is one of the more interesting gravestones here at Legerwood. Let's have a read of it. In loving memory of James Logan of Barkenhill, died 29th of January 1935, aged 86, and his wife Mary Dickinson of Longcroft, who died 29th of December 1936, aged 76, and his only son Robert Logan, Lieutenant, KOSB. Is that 4th KOSB, I think, killed in action in France 20th of October 1918, and of their eldest grandson, George Nisbet MacDougall, MC, that's Military Cross, Captain of the Royal Engineers, Blythe Lauder, who was killed in Normandy 6th of June, D-Day 1944, aged 23. So he died, well, on D-Day, on the day when the beginning of the liberation of Europe, 6th of June, the day that Britain and Canada and France and the Allied countries invaded France to begin the liberation of Europe from Nazi Germany. And the fact that he's got an MC there, a military cross, means he must have been a very brave man. Visitors there. Legerwood Parish Church. Let's just have a little look at some of the people in here. I see Lauder, Edinburgh, Kelso, St Boswell's, Oxton, Pontefract, Lasswade, Greenlaw, Galashiels, Bowden, Toronto, Bridgend, South Wales, Dorset, Dumfries, Scottish Republican, Dumfries, Belgium, Australia, Rhodesia, interestingly. This is back in 78, mind you. Rhodesia. Caithness. 2000, USA, Australia, Greenlaw, Dutch, Malaysia. That's good, isn't it? Aberdeen, Edinburgh, Toronto again, Liverpool, Cardiff, Kent, Hawick, and most recently 25th of August, just this year, Tasmania. Friends Andrew and Hilary brought us to this beautiful church where they were married 4 years ago. Blessed. John and Audrey, Tasmania, Australia. Excellent. This is one of my favourite little features of the church. These stepping stones built into the wall. So you can do that. Kind of a style. It's good, isn't it? Instead of using the gate. Thanks for watching my videos. My name's Andrew and I love showing you the beautiful Scottish borders, especially the nature and history. You can subscribe to my channel by tapping onto my face in the corner, and then you can tap onto the bell to make sure you're always notified whenever I post a new video. It would also be great if you could follow me on Twitter and Periscope, where you can join the thousands of people who regularly watch my live streams. You can find me at A9630. Thanks for watching.